MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And just like a bad dream, we came back on Monday.
We did.
Welcome, Scotty Ray and Candace, as we begin a very wet morning for a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, south of Meridian this afternoon, between 1 and 10 p.m. tonight, is the chance of flash flooding. This morning, let's talk about some folks that are going to have some messed up hair. Because there's a few folks out here as we go to radar this morning. And this is going to be our friends in Kemper County and also up in Winston County as we turn on our locations to kind of show you where things are happening this morning. As you get into the Preston area here in Kemper County, of course, this is going to be Cleveland, about where the swimming pool is there on Highway 16, where the airfield is. And as you go on up through Preston and Linville here, the rain's heavy. But boy, when you get here around, this is going to be the Nanawaya Pit Stop store. And you get in here, look at Louisville, downtown Louisville this morning. It's slowly moved across 25 here in Winston Academy and out where the jail is. It's pouring.
Is it just heavy rain or is it severe weather?
It's just heavy rain right now. No warnings or anything like that.
Every time I see the red, I'm thinking it's something's like major.
And you know, the interesting thing about that is you bring up that red. Sometimes you never get that warning, but it can be just as bad as if there was a warning.
Yeah.
Like last night where Lauderdale County had a warning, but Clark County did not. But in all reality, Clark County was getting heavier rain than Lauderdale County. And it was the wind that caused the warning in Lauderdale. There was a wreck last night during all that on I-20 around the westbound lane at mile marker 127. A car would turn.
Oh, okay.
And I would assume that was from the wet conditions. And I brought this up. And you know, you're driving along and you get into rain. Always take your speed control off. Isn't that what you call it?
Cruise control.
Cruise control.
Yeah. So you can.
You'll lose it.
Yeah. So you can determine. You can handle or you're the one that can slow down and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's scary if you flying through all that. What do you call it? Hydroplane.
Yeah. I've been driving along like 60, both hands on the wheel. Somebody passed me going 80. I'm like, have you lost your mind?
I know. And those big 18-wheelers, they'll be flying too. You know, like I got my hair caught in my.
Bless her heart.
Oh my gosh.
Me and Candace were talking
Lord.
just before we went on, and I don't know whoever else has these fears, but I've never had this done before, but I've seen it on television, and I just talked to you, and I don't think I ever want to do it.
The MRIs.
Yes. Now, how many times have you ever had it done?
I've had it done twice. 2 times at least.
Now, I know my wife, Angie's done it a few times, but you go into it's a tunnel, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do not like it. And both times that I've gone and had it done, I had to drive myself, so I couldn't take anything to kind of knock the edge off of the anxiety, you know, that you get. So the last time that I went, I had to go from, like, to get my neck seen about.
Yeah.
And I got up in there, and I think I had to mash that button and tell them to get me out of there like 2 or 3 times.
So they give you a panic button?
Yeah,
so to
they
speak?
have a little button, and they'll tell you, you know, to mash it if you feel like you just have to come out. Because once they start doing the thing, it's hard to get it to stop or something. I don't know. Anyway, I had to come out like 2 or 3 times. And the last time I came out, I said my eyes felt like they were doing something weird. And I mean, it felt like they were like pulsating my eyes. And so it freaked me out. So I was already freaked out enough. But I said, you got to get me out of here. So I came out, and she said that my eyeshadow has little metallic flicks in it. And she said that could have been what it was. You know, we don't know, because like anything metal or metallic-y or anything.
Now, I've always heard this. If you're a welder and you've ever gotten a piece of metal in your eye, you better never, ever get near one of those. So they say
I've heard that too.
Pull your eyeball out.
Right. So I'm like, I just got up, went to the bathroom, scrubbed all my makeup off, and came back and got it done. But I mean, I don't know. I'm claustrophobic. And then I had this thing across here and around my head.
I get that.
All that just confinement was just freaking me out. But,
And it's dark in there, isn't it?
no, it's not really. It's not really dark. I mean, it's not pitch dark or anything. I wish it kind of would have been, because then I would have been a little better about if I had opened my eyes. I don't know. I don't like it.
Bless your heart. And like I said, I'm not one to talk because I have never been on that before. But
Debbie Penny said, I bet they were glad when you left. I think they probably were, because I was like the last one of the day, and I think they were ready to go home.
And then there
they
you
were
were.
probably thinking, this woman right here we're gonna have to knock her out or something. But anyway.
So our friends in Sugarlock, the people who live in Macon, Mississippi, y'all get ready. There's rain on the way for y'all this morning. Let's get into just a little bit. Let me pull this up so you'll know what I'm talking about, the weather this afternoon. And this is what's going to be happening as we pull this up from the National Weather Service. Flash flooding is possible. Now, this comes in around 1 o'clock this afternoon. And if you will notice, I-20 is the line pretty much south, Lauderdale County, southern Newton County, all of Clark and Jasper down toward the Hattiesburg area. So be prepared. Like last night, they put that timeline in between 1 and 10. It was 9:15 when it hit, and right up until that deadline. So we could get 1 to 3 inches of rain today south of there. Could be showers elsewhere. But the good news is that we've got to tell you is it's going to be cooler, and we're going to have 3 or 4 days without the wet stuff hitting you.
That's good. That's really good. Maybe we can get some stuff done.
We hope so.
I need to try to get my yard cut
You
today.
better.
Yeah.
Because weekend, it moves back. It's not huge right now, but we're looking at kind of like a 40% chance of rain back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
And, that's 5 days out, so chances could increase.
Right.
So I'm telling you, I bet boots have sold a lot this summer.
I bet they have. Yeah.
One of the wettest ones I've ever seen. And fortunately, so far, knock on wood here in front of us, we hadn't had any horrible tropical seasons so far.
I'm glad of that. But the heat is what is hard. Yeah, I mean, I think Kurt said he had to change clothes like 3 times the other day because he was just saturated with sweat. I mean, it's awful. You can go out there. We had Brent and them came yesterday to look at our other camper. It was so hot. I mean, we were all just dying.
Pouring.
It was awful. It's horrible.
I want everybody to imagine a day, because I'm spoiled, and I'm probably sure you are. I can remember going to my grandparents when I was a kid, and they just didn't run air conditioner. But y'all think
How they did
back
it.
to about 1830 on up into the 1900s, where there was no such thing as air
I
conditioning.
don't know. I mean, I don't know how they did it.
Like
I promise.
cars, you had the vent windows, and I used to have several cars that had it where you had to angle it to get that wind coming in on it. When you got somewhere, you either had to look bad or smell bad.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but now didn't the older homes had that? They called it what did they call it? Through the middle where it was open, like the living room and stuff.
Oh,
would
the
be on
dog
one
trot
side.
homes?
Yeah. Now, did that have anything to do with the no air conditioner?
Have
like
no
breeze way the
clue.
breeze came through there.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But those were real common there back in the day.
Right.
Of those. I hadn't seen one in a long time.
There's one that is out in Wynot that my granddaddy grew up in. It's neat. Kind of out past the Wynot Raceway, out that way. Yeah.
There used to be one years ago at the Lauderdale-Kemper County line, and when the 4-lane came through, I remember them jacking it up and moving it. And they moved it somewhere in Kemper County. I assume it's still there, but you can't see it from the road anymore.
Okay.
So there you go there.
Thank goodness for air conditioner, though.
But I'm trying to think of a politically good word to say about that, but I can't handle it.
Yeah.
I'll just put it that.
It
I
is
don't want to say the wrong
bad.
thing.
It's bad. I don't know how they did. I don't know if it's just hotter now than it used to be. I don't know.
It sure seems it.
It does. I remember when we were little, when we were young kids, we stayed outside all the time. I can remember just knocking on the door and Mama handing us a sandwich, and we'd just stay out all day long.
Does that still happen when you go over? You knock over, just hand a sandwich.
Yeah.
Don't come back.
might right
Candace. Come back 10 years.
Yeah.
We do hope you're having a good morning. Some good mornings to welcome in this morning from the Carmichael community. Angela Dunnigan watching this morning.
Miss Barbara Vick, good morning to you. Ray Straybeck, he is watching from Hickory, Mississippi.
Yeah, we appreciate that as we go down the list here. And we'd love to hear from you where you're watching, what y'all got going on this morning here.
I see Miss Linda Jane Lunsford is in Orange Beach. I wish I was there.
That woman don't never stay at home. I bet Jerry's thankful.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
hope
I
it's
gotta
I hope it's pretty in Orange Beach for you, though.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yes. Cindy Skipper's watching this morning, and Bill Reinhart, good morning to you.
Tammy.
Charlotte, I'm sorry. I'm skipping
Tammy
all
said
over.
she's had about 10 of those MRIs.
Oh,
and
goodness, I can't
Milton's
imagine.
had 12.
She said just pretend you're in the tanning bed.
Is that the way to do it?
I guess I could have done that.
Okay. I've never been in a tanning bed.
I've been in one years ago. I used to get in the stand-up booth things, but I hadn't done any of that.
Don't you have
in
to
a
let
long
somebody?
time.
Don't they have to come let you out? Mm-mm. Oh, you can get out yourself.
Yeah, you can get out yourself. No, because I would have never got in, and if I had
You know,
to
and
get somebody to let me out of it.
That leads into, you always see that thing to where it's supposed to help your back, and you lay on that thing, somebody straps you to a thing and it rotates.
Yeah, don't be strapping,
Yeah,
strapping me down. No, that's awful. Let's see. Joyce George, good morning to you. And Stephen Wanda McKinnon, good morning near Battlefield, they said.
Ooh, Tammy Fleming said it was 21 before they had. She was 21 before they had AC.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I can feel your pain from here. Yes. Again, we'd love to hear from you. You can join us online if you're watching on television. You can join us online on Facebook at Scotty Ray's Weather, or you can find us on YouTube as well at Scotty Ray's Weather, and be glad to have you a part of that. Thank you for joining on that. Let's see things that are happening this weekend. Did y'all get much done?
Not really. I mean, we really didn't. School supply. Let me just tell y'all,
Oh, yeah,
Walmart
that
is a madhouse. Okay, we went to Walmart yesterday, and my daughter and her husband have been under the weather, and well, they have. So we had to go get them groceries. My mother, they had to go get them groceries, and then we had to get ourselves a few groceries and school supplies. So we were had 2 buggies pushing around Walmart yesterday. I thought I was gonna go insane.
School
If any
supplies.
of y'all see me out and I got a bad look on my face, I'm not being rude. I promise you. I'm just I'd had it yesterday.
So
really
what is
had.
the official, when do y'all officially start school this week? What day is it?
I think it's the 6th. I think we have open house on the 3rd.
Okay, that's tomorrow. Today's the 2nd, so the 3rd should be
Right,
toward the
yes.
Thursday or Friday. That
Yeah.
which leads to make sure to pay
think.
attention with school buses, because that's going to be a change of your route when you're getting up, coming to
Right.
work, wherever you got to go, and they'll be stopwatch those kids. And kids are real bad about not, the school bus hadn't arrived, they're standing around waiting and standing too close to the road. So watch what you're doing.
Right.
Because you can run off the road and heaven forbid anything bad like that happen. And we certainly don't want that to happen there.
No.
So
Be awful.
be careful as you're planning your days of everything that goes on. Also, let me go in and find this, because I wanted to bring this up. This is going to be coming up tomorrow out at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. Rush Hospital is going to be giving away free vaccines. This will be at no appointment. Just drive up from 11 until 7 p.m. tomorrow. If you're 12 years or older, must have a signed consent from your parents. Show up, get your shot, and then they'll come back on August the 24th for another round. And if you're also faculty and staff, you can come take one of those as well. But Lauderdale County Agri Center, that's Highway 19 if you want to get a vaccine. And we'll talk more about the vaccine this morning. It doesn't look like Obama is going to pay much attention to that if you've seen any of the headlines this weekend.
The vaccine.
Well, they're throwing him. He's celebrating his 60th birthday, I think. They got a big throwdown coming up, and they're not really adhering to the guidelines.
Yeah, I did see where, they were talking about everybody needs to mask up again in Washington, and it was a lot of the Democrats that were standing up there and other people too, I don't know if it was just Democrats, could be Democrats and Republicans. I don't know, but they were just, I saw Nancy Pelosi and several other people up there, and they all, maskless and stuff.
Okay,
Which I don't even know about the mask. I don't know.
It's a lot of questions to that. But it is America at this point. It's your right to choose whether you want to wear it or not. I highly suggest cleaning your hands. I think without a doubt that is one way that the stuff is transmitted.
We had yesterday. I didn't wear a mask yesterday in Walmart. A lot of people had them on. Me and my husband didn't wear them, but I did make my son wear his because kids are bad about touching things and then touching their face. They don't think anything about it, and so. We were just trying to minimize him touching anything, because everybody's touched it. And I don't know. I will say this though, that it's very confusing to me. And I don't know about this new variant and how things go, but, I always, with the other form of the virus, it was like within 3 days, you become showing symptoms after you've been, infected with it. Well, I know somebody that, they were diagnosed with it 10 days or more ago and just started showing symptoms. So that really concerns me.
Is the new one a little bit different?
Yeah, that concerns me. So do we have people walking around who are positive for days and days and days? And the only reason they went and got tested is because people at their work had it. So, and they tested positive. So I don't know. It really concerns me. Maybe is that why it's ramped up so much? It's spreading so much because
Doesn't show the symptoms as early as the other.
right now, and some people might say no, because I had heard, oh, this one's different. You show symptoms right off. Well, that's not the case if this is the new version of it. It was like 10 days out. I mean, or more, like I said, because concerns me.
I just do not like masks. I feel I don't know. It's hot.
I don't like them either, and we'll probably end back up in them in work. I don't like it, and especially if I put my glasses on, they fog up. I can't see what I'm doing. So
That's a part of it, and that's coming there.
Right.
Let's talk about Chet and his friendly staff. If you need some car work done, and when I say car, truck, anything that has paint on it, and it's got a boo-boo, go see my friend Chet in Center Hill. Chet and his staff can take care of you. Whether you've got something that just has a ding, or if you need something that just needs a paint job. Maybe as you've seen how paint will flake after a few years, you've seen cars that have that faded look. They can put it back, make it look like it did. If you had a fender bender where maybe you left your door open and backed up, slammed up against the side of your car, this can happen. They can fix that for you. From little bumps, if maybe somebody backed into you here, this is one of those incidents there. This is what it looks like afterwards. If you need some work done to a Ford truck that has aluminum beds, a lot of people can't work on them. Chet's can. They put it back just the way it was. From, an accident where you might have bumped into somebody from behind also. They'll take care of you, put it back just like it was. A paint booth that is beyond. It really takes care of you. No matter if you got a classic or a brand new car, talk to them at Chet's Paint and Body Shop. They'll take care of all the insurance claim for you, handle that for you, line up whatever you need. They're located on Highway 495. Drop in and get an estimate. They'll handle it from there. Free quotes, doesn't cost anything to talk to them. See them today, Center Hill. See them right there across from the store there in the curve at the old gin. See them there. Chet's Paint and Body.
I was leaving home with a car full of my friends when suddenly we were thrust off of the road. A direct hit from behind. We were involved in a car accident.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm JC from Starkville, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $200,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Forgive me, but I have never, until this weekend, really paid any attention to what Willie Nelson does in his spare time. Apparently, Willie likes to partake of a lot of, what do they call it, Mary Jane?
Smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He headlined a rally in Texas, and I honestly did not know this of what party affiliation that Willie was a part of, but apparently he's a Democrat, and he wants to get rid of the people that are, the people that went to Washington, the ones that voted to have him arrested. Ran some rally there of vote them out against the Republicans. Did not know that about Willie.
I didn't know that either.
So Willie, I guess you get to looking at what he does in his spare time, and
Yeah.
it should have been a big ding dong when I watched the Dukes of Hazzard, and he come out of a outhouse smoking dope, and I should have said, something ain't right.
Yeah.
That whole show wasn't right. It really took a family show and
The new version.
Yeah, that new
the
version.
new version of the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah.
which was 2006. If y'all
Yeah,
can
I didn't
believe
care
it.
for that at all.
It went against. I remember Ben Jones, who played Cooter, going, "This goes against family values," and I thought, he's
Yeah.
just saying that because he's not in it. And then after seeing it, I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I mean, you can totally, some of these remakes and stuff just totally destroy
What the original
concept of the show or movie.
I even read an article about Mr. T. I don't know what his real name is. He's just Mr. T. But
Yeah.
when they made the TV version of the A-Team, he goes, "Whoa." He goes, "They're cussing up in there, and we didn't do that."
Right.
He goes, "I don't think they should." He said,
Well, I think
he was upset.
I think the people who were the original, I mean, people might disagree with me, but I think they should have a say.
Well,
you know,
it's
kind
owned.
of,
I see where you're going, but it's owned by a company, and
Well, they shouldn't. I don't know.
But I understand what you're
it's
saying.
Kind of like if you had a product and they used your name.
Yeah.
It kind of, and they twisted everything around, and put a negative, you know.
You know, and I sit back and I
Shadow
try
on
to
it.
think of a show that maybe had 2 or 3 that got better and better. Let's go back to Smokey and the Bandit. They had like 4 or 5, and they got really awful about, let me think, oh yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
They drove around with a shark on top of the car. I mean, come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It didn't have the same meaning. It was bad. And then you get into all these Fast and Furious. What are they up to, 15 now?
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
really
it's too
care
many
for
of them to
those.
count now.
But if I'm wrong, and if anybody can think of a sequel, and some of the diehards now, they were okay.
All the Medea movies, I think they're all pretty funny, you know. But Tyler Perry's just funny.
And yeah, thumbs up Tyler
And
Perry.
usually Eddie Murphy, any of his movies, they were all kind of funny. But usually there wasn't like a whole lot of those, like 1, 2, 3, you know.
Right.
But I don't know.
But there have been some humdingers out there that just really was not good.
Yeah, I'm usually not one that'll keep continuously watching the ones over and over and over. I watch something one time, and if they're all pretty much a copy of that, just changing names or characters, I don't want anything to do with it.
So
Anyway.
this headline here, and I think there's a lot of people that, and this may even be mild compared to the way things are these days, but a mom who's got 5 children, she says that she spends somewhere roughly around $1,000 a week in food, and that's really not a lot in this day and time. But as you go through this, this is from Daily Mail, and I just thought I'd show you a couple pictures of how which she's getting ready to fix at 5 a.m. She's up slapping sandwiches together.
Goodness.
It's hard being a mom, and look at her go. She's whooping them lunches out.
She is. $1,000 a week, though. I can't imagine that.
You think about these those people that are on television that 19 and up. Can you imagine?
No, I mean, I guess I know how to bargain shop too.
But clothes. Think about
Oh, I
clothes
know.
for 19 people.
That would be hard.
The water bill. Holy smokes!
I'd be like, you got a minute. Your timer is starting now.
I guess maybe that's why that Ashton Kutcher doesn't take baths these days.
But I don't know.
Am I wrong? Every time I now see that Cheetos commercial, I think, you're just nasty. Go get a bath.
I haven't seen a Cheetos commercial.
Yeah,
with
him and his wife are this
haven't seen that.
apparently spokespeople for that Frito-Lay. And they're hiding in closets, eating them. All I see is you need a bath, dude.
Yeah, I would not. Look, that's one thing. If you do that, don't announce it to the world.
And what I'm talking about, if you're going, what is he talking about? It came out this week that Ashton Kutcher doesn't take baths every day, and they only give their kids a bath if they show signs of dirt on them somewhere. And that just ain't clean.
Yeah, that's kind of
So
hygiene is everything.
yeah, another news story I posted on this, and there were several people this weekend when I put it up there said, nah, there ain't no truth to that. He was a drug addict. Elvis. There's an author that's come out with a story about Elvis that says the problems that Elvis really died of was not a drug overdose, but it goes back to his grandparents, maternal grandparents were first cousins, which gave him heart disease. You know, his mother died at 46. He died at 42. He didn't even make it as long as his mom died. And the author of this book says that's what was wrong with Elvis. He had issues from that family mixing, so to speak. And then, but I did get a lot of comments that said, no. He was hooked on painkillers.
I'm sure medications, though, don't help the matter if you already have a heart issue. You know, it can make it worse, I guess.
Congenital heart disease is what they.
I mean, something he was born with, I guess.
Yeah. Over the weekend, have you ever watched Breaking Bad or Saul? Everybody Loves Saul, that TV show?
No, I have not.
As you get into this, the guy who plays Saul Goodman, which is a pretty popular TV show, he had a heart attack on the set. He's going to be okay. They've worked it out. But let me get down here to this actor's name. There were several that passed away this weekend that was on General Hospital. My screen, here he is here. This guy here.
Oh, goodness. I didn't realize he'd passed away.
Jay Pickett, do you know him?
No, but I know his face. I mean, I remember seeing him on the show.
60 years old. And what is bad about this, he's filming when this happens. He's sitting on a horseback, getting ready to film a scene, sitting there, and drops dead. Had a heart attack on the set of this new movie that he was in the middle of making. He was on Port Charles and also General Hospital.
Yeah. That's awful.
So the moral to my whole little rambling there was get your heart checked. If something
Right.
don't feel right, go somewhere and have somebody look at you.
And if you don't feel right about the diagnosis that you get and you still having issues, get a second opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that it's not cheap to go do all that especially if you don't have insurance or something like that. And I feel for people because I've been there that don't have insurance and can't afford to get insurance. I mean, I feel your pain. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's an awful feeling when you feel like you need to go and, you can't.
That's correct.
So-
We had somebody join us from Twitch. It says, y'all sound like y'all from Georgia.
From Georgia.
We're a couple states over. We're
Yeah.
deep in the South, though. We're from Mississippi. And welcome. We appreciate you watching there.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Who wants to be nasty and dirty? I agree with you, Robin Sullivan, as we talk about people that, that's just, I watch this guy. You know that those TV shows that I'm So Cheap? Mm-hmm. This was on the other night, and I sat there maybe 10 minutes before I just had to stop because I couldn't take it no more.
Oh, yeah. I've seen one time and it just drove me insane. Like they'll be just digging in people's garbage outside their house.
They do that. This one, they interviewed his family. He was trying to save on his electric bill. He'd turn everything, the lights. A lot of people do that. But the one that got me was the water. And they apparently had people come over for Thanksgiving, and they filmed this.
Mm-hmm.
This, it's gross. This is as bad as the, I mean, I almost wanted to get sick watching it. He would take where they wash the dishes in order, no, bath water. They'd take a bath and then use the bath water to wash their dishes in order to save money. I'm like, you're sick. I can't think about that a moment, Candace.
Yeah, that's nasty.
How cheap are you? That is beyond cheap. Now, my Aunt Estelle, bless her heart, she's long gone now, and she was frugal because, well, she had to be. I get that. She would, and this isn't too bad, but paper towels. She would take paper towels and hang them up on the clothesline and dry them out to save money.
Now, my grandmother didn't do that, but no, the pie plates
I
that
can
you
see
get
that.
like a pie crust, the silver pie tins, that was always her little thing, put the biscuits on the stove.
Right.
And she used them like all the time. And then
Yogurt cups have been used for years.
butter containers, it's so funny because when she passed away and we were going through her cabinets and stuff in her kitchen and clean out, we found all kind of stuff like that, butter containers, and she used them as like her storage stuff for
it's
food
Tupperware.
and stuff, which is fun. And Ziploc bags, she'd rinse them out and hang them on the water, the faucet thing, or on the little sprayer thing, she'd hang them. But she never had a dishwasher in her whole life, ever, like a dishwasher in the house. Never did. And her laundry was always outside in the carport in the little laundry room outside.
Yeah. We had a house like that when we first started out, where it was separate.
Right. But my grandmother, I mean, I love her. I mean, I miss
And
her so
again-
much, but her ways and stuff were just, I mean, she was just frugal when it comes to stuff
And
like
there's
that.
absolutely nothing wrong with being frugal, but I have issue when it comes to where you ain't necessarily sanitary.
Right,
with
right.
that
She
guy.
always washed it. I mean, it wasn't like that, but she just reused stuff that was reusable, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But yes, stuff like the guy doing the dishes, that is not.
And I'm
sanitary.
sure that the next segment was going to be worse, and I just couldn't hang with them because then I'd have that in my head. Every time I went somewhere, I'm like, you in there?
Yeah, that one guy, he didn't like buy furniture for his house. He just sat on the floor. But everything, it was kind of like, I'm not saying don't borrow stuff from people, but he was like bumming off of people all the time to save money, And it drove me insane, like watching it, like you said, because he had the money to go buy his
He
own
just wouldn't.
stuff. He was just bumming off everybody else to save money for him. That drives me.
I remember this as a kid. Let's see here. Denise Burnside said in the 60s, her mother would save the Bama jelly jars, and they were used to drink out of as a glass. Yeah, we've done that.
I remember that when I was a kid.
Very popular there. And you can still do that. There's nothing wrong.
Well, you can go to a restaurant and they use mason jars and stuff. That's just a thing. But
We went somewhere the other day and somebody gave us a takeout plate. Probably the best I've ever seen. Maybe it was at Olive Garden, where you could reuse that thing from now on.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
my kids all grew up drinking out of a little jar, though. Like Mama, because my mother, I think she saves those. You'll find some up in her cabinet probably. But
All right, Terry Shelton, I don't know about your cheapness here, but buying one-ply toilet paper and using the other side. That's pretty cheap there. Let's see. Bathroom because it smells like because they want to. Oh, folks not flushing the toilet trying to save water, and that guy done that also on there.
No,
It don't matter what you go in there and do. Flush. It's a little handle over there to the side. You push down on it.
right.
Yeah, it's the latest craze. Y'all try that.
Yeah, and Scotty Ray says there's a thing called a courtesy flush.
Yes, it is. Y'all do that. Take care of that. Let's see what went on. A couple of more things today. In history, it was 1858 in New York and also in Boston. They put up the first mailboxes. Isn't that pretty cool?
That's right. That is really cool.
It would be a lot longer before it reached Mississippi and Alabama.
It served a great purpose, though.
Just did. The Pony Express. 1876, Wild Bill, how come I can't say it? This is one of those tongue twisters. Hickok. Bill Hickok was murdered on this date. Of course, he took out a few bad guys in his time, but Deadwood.
Mean, don't he?
He has the, what's his face's look? Custard's look with the long hair.
Yeah, he does.
But he was taken out on this day in Deadwood, Arizona. I've never been there. 1943, this is an event of interest here. JFK's PT boat was sunk. And of course, that went down in history with him. One of the things that, let's see what else happened here. Oh, the gentleman Jim Reeves passed away on this date back in 1964. Plane crash claimed his life, and they did find his body on this date.
He kind of reminds me of Johnny Carson.
He does have that look.
A little bit.
And all right, here's the question. We're fixing to throw it on her, and it's a hot potato, and I know the answer before.
Goodness.
What would you say is the one song by Jim Reeves that
you know that you're fixing to catch me off guard because you know I'm not going to know that.
And it would be, if I had to say there, put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Oh, no, I do
Let's
know
pretend
that
that
song,
we're
but I
all
didn't know
together.
who sung it.
And the name of the song was He'll Have to Go. It's where he calls his girlfriend and she's on a date and he goes, tell him to go.
You know how the only reason I know that is because, you know, when they had those commercials from the old songs they were selling, that was always one of them they played on the
Put your
commercial.
sweet lips. And that was just, I don't know who wrote the song, but boy, what a clever line that was in that song.
Yeah.
George Strait changed it, 1986. Who remembers that year? This was number one. Nobody in his right mind would have left her. Even my heart was smart enough to stay behind. I love that line. Probably a Dean Dillon song. It has that written all over. Dean Dillon wrote most of George Strait's stuff in the beginning there.
Yeah.
And Marina Del Rey. Boy, wasn't that a good song?
It was.
I really liked that.
like George
2003, y'all remember this? Red Dirt Road was number one by Brooks and Dunn.
That was a good song.
And I
Really
think
good
a
song.
lot of people related to that because in the South, whether you're in Arkansas, if you're watching from Tennessee, no matter where it is, you did learn a lot on a dirt road. We grew up on those.
Oh, yeah. We used to ride the dirt roads back in high school. It was just all the time.
Yeah. 1975, what was the number one song? I almost overlooked this one, but it was the Eagles. One of Those Nights. Y'all remember that, don't you?
I had that, well, not album. I had the CD.
Oh, later. The
Yeah,
original
later.
folks watching walked around with that 33.
Yeah, the album. I'm sure we had it at home because I had a record player and I played it all the time.
I remember when I got my first one there, and that was big stuff.
They sell them again, though. They're becoming popular again.
Somewhere up amongst the junk that I won't throw away is all my Hank Williams Jr. albums. I got all of that stuff to where
Don't throw them away for sure. Don't sell them. I mean, you see all kind of people selling stuff. Like, I don't know that VHS tapes will ever come back, you know, the VCRs.
Yeah.
You know, they might. Who knows? I wish they wouldn't, like, phase stuff out so much, though, because you got all these, like, I got a ton.
Videos.
Right. I got a ton of videos and stuff that I want to
and
have
I would,
transferred.
yeah, and I hadn't done that either. But I guess you better do it because I would think after a long period of time that stuff gets brittle.
I'm sure it probably does, but you know, like the little 8-millimeter tapes or whatever that you popped in your camcorder, you know, they can transfer those, I think, to like DVDs where you can sit and watch them, or a CD or something.
And see, all of that's going away to where it's all digital now. Like everything that I touch in the studio here is all digital video. I ain't got no way
Kids
to
know how to do all that stuff, though. I mean, I think they come out of the womb knowing how to do it. I swear I do. I mean, little ones. You see little ones being able to operate telephones and stuff. It's just crazy. But,
I admit I'm that person that can't. I don't like to be spooked. and I don't like to watch movies that scare me. I remember the headlines of this. I've never watched it, but in 1999, this movie is it good?
It's very good. I loved it. It's
Even
such a
you
twist.
watched it?
Yes, but it's not scary like you think scary.
It's not?
It's not gruesome scary to me. It's good. It's suspense and like kind of scary.
The last scary movie that I watched, and I took like that, where you make that promise to yourself, I ain't never doing that again.
Yeah.
It was a movie called The Changeling, about some little boy that drowned in a house, and he was haunting it, and wheelchairs was chasing people, and I thought,
Yeah. Well, I didn't like Nightmare on Elm Street, and yeah, it never failed. When I went to one of my friends' house, I hated scary movies. They were always going to watch a scary movie every time. And I hated that because, like, I hated the dark, and they'd have it pitch dark, and I'd have to walk down this long hallway to the bathroom if I ever
By
in the
yourself.
dark, Yeah, I didn't like it.
So what would you say is the scariest movie that shook you up the most that you've ever watched?
I cannot remember the name of it, but we went to the movies and saw it. And
Or was it those
super-
chainsaw things?
It was like a haunted house. These people moved into this house and it was haunted. And it was real. I mean, it was so funny because I had my cell phone in my hand, and me and a friend of mine, Shay, went to the movies. We were supposed to go see a Eddie Murphy movie. That's what I wanted to watch. And we ended up going to see this scary movie. I cannot remember the name of it, but I just remember I almost knocked my front tooth out with my phone. So I had my phone in my hand and I went, like that, and hit my tooth. Y'all, it was scary though. It was one of those, had the little girl in the corner crying with her back turned in the barn, and this woman walked up to her to check on her like she's scared. And she turns around and it's like possessed looking. No.
What was that movie where the head turned around all the way?
Is it, are you talking about the little girl that was possessed?
Yeah. What was the name of that movie? Gosh. Boy, that one, I saw parts of that one, and I couldn't watch all of it. The Exorcist?
The Exorcist, yes. That was it.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like anything paranormal stuff. Like, I really don't. I like to, listen to stories about stuff, but don't put me in a situation where, or I don't like watching the movies where.
Somebody brought up Stephen King being on Friday. When it touches on that devil stuff,
yeah, that's what I don't like.
That's my line of
my
buddy.
kids would always want to turn that stuff on, and I'm like, don't open that door up in my house. You ain't watching that in my house.
It's almost like you invite evil in.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
Yes, I don't even like stuff like that in my house. I don't like it. We had a Ouija board back in high school though.
Did you touch it?
We did. We had it all, and I didn't like it. It was my mother's Ouija board that she had from when she was younger, or whatever. And we were all sitting on my bed. Like a bunch of my friends sitting around. We had like a little get together, and we were doing that Ouija board. And it's, I swear it's like it moves. I don't know if it's just from the vibration of everybody's hands, but it freaked me out. I don't like it.
My one time was when I was in college at Scuba Tech. Somebody had one, and that's the only time I've ever been around one. And it does, but you always think the other person is pulling it. Now, I don't know whether that stuff is real or not, but it's enough to make me go, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like I said, I feel like you're opening a door to something to come into your life.
Dr. Alan Brown, one of the famed writers that we've interviewed and done many things with, he's talked about these Ouija boards, and he goes, they're real. He goes, it's a multi-million-dollar market, but it is real. It is. So I tend to want to go, yeah.
Yeah, playing with the devil. You don't want to do that.
That's basically what that is.
That's right.
Now, you may disagree with me and say, it's just a game. I guess to some degree, and this is just talking out loud, it's what you make of something.
Yeah.
But it's enough to make me go,
Make you go,
Yeah, I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
That's just a thought there. Some of the movies that was brought up there, Poltergeist was one of those that was brought up. The Town that Dreaded Sundown. You ever heard of that?
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah, I've seen that. Ray said that one scared him to death. Evil stuff. No spiders or snake movies either. I remember, and I'll change the subject after this, but me and my sister were little, and I ain't like frogs since. Where the frogs jumped through the window and ate the people. I don't know what the name of that movie was, but I saw that as a kid, and I thought, ribbit, and it changed my mind.
Now, there's another movie I think it's called Cold Creek Manor. If you've never seen that movie, you need to watch it too. That's a good movie, but it's got snakes all in it, so I'm just gonna let y'all know that. But it's a good movie, so I don't
Yeah,
want to.
what was that movie? Snakes on a Plane. Yeah,
Would that be awful?
because there'd be nowhere to go.
Where you gonna go?
You're caught up in
I'd
there.
be in the bathroom with the door locked.
Don't you think they come up through the
Oh
toilet?
God, no, I wouldn't.
And you would be shocked as to how many Americans get bit on their rear end that go in the dark to where they've come up through there and they're sitting there like this when you go in. Not to give anybody a panic.
Yeah,
Florida,
I think sewer rats. Won't they come up in there too?
I don't know about that now. She's off of the subject. I don't know about.
Sewer rats, I've heard, can come up through your toilet.
So
and get
what we're
out.
saying is always check with the light on and flush first.
Right.
Just a thought. In case, if there's a clog, there could be something up in there.
Yeah, it could be.
Not to give anybody any panic thoughts this morning. As we turn to talk about grass as sunshine is here, I was there Friday afternoon at Freeman Tractor, and boy, they've got a whole new shipment that just rolled in. X-Marks are coming this week, but they've gotten a lot of the Skag Moors that are in. They're all lined up out front, washed up, and ready to go home. If you've been waiting for a lawnmower, go on by and see them today. They'll take care of you, get loaded on the trailer in no time flat. That's all out at Freeman Tractor. They've got, I think, 2 of the air conditioner cabs left. If you've been looking for one, drop in and see them today. They'll show you that, let you go for a test drive, see how you like it there. If you're looking for an open cab and you need an attachment that can come up on these forks, you'll love this. Of course, that's a bush hog that covers the front. If you're looking for anything galvanized that you want your accessories to last and last, that's the latest thing that they do there for you. So much to choose from. And as you get into the benches, these are made in Texas. If you're looking for a UTV, you can order them with cab, air conditioner, windshield wipers. Look at that.
It's fancy.
It is. You can get them with navigation systems. All of this, they all come with winches and any part and supply that you may need. Freeman Tractor. See Buttermilk. He hadn't done a whole lot this morning. It's only a little after 8. He's probably sitting on the stool there. Y'all go by and pester him. See him today. That's all at Freeman Tractor. They'll take care of you.
On my way to class, I was blindsided at a 4-way stop. I never saw it coming.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home. And if you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Okay, we had somebody brought up that I have never experienced in my life. I've never been around one. I've seen pictures, but you go to them often?
No, but I will say, like at ball games when there's no running water restroom,
Yeah.
indoor plumbing restroom, they have the porta potties.
Yeah.
So I think that's closest to an outhouse, I guess. But somebody said they were always worried about going to the outhouse for fear of snakes. I can see that.
Yeah, that could be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never been to one. So there you go.
Wouldn't you hate to be in charge of? What if you had to clean outhouses?
Well, you put lime in them? Is that right?
I don't know.
Well, it's
I know
not
the
like-
porta potties are nasty though. They're awful.
Yeah, they are.
But you gotta go. You gotta go. I mean, you gotta go.
Yeah, you take 2,000 people and they have 3.
Yeah.
That's the way it always works. Talk about some coronavirus spread. Whoa.
Yeah. Goodness.
That cannot be good. Some things I just totally don't understand. San Francisco is the next subject. When somebody is, and this brings up a whole new thing of what companies are telling employees to do. I know that there's a lot of stores that if somebody steals something, they tell employees, don't touch them. Let them walk out with it.
Right.
It's company policy, and if you don't do that, they will fire you. San Francisco, the DA there has been accused of taking up for the shoplifters. I don't understand it. It is part of the left that went into, and let me show you the video to this as we go. This is from Twitter, is where this was posted here. let me go down here. Here it is here. Let's back this up where you can see what's going on. Here's the video from this. This is a shoplifter on a bicycle. I don't think there's any language. If I hear something, we'll kill it quick. I don't think there's anything with this. They're loading up a bicycle. Now, this is obvious he's stealing. Out the door he went. This guy robbed the Walgreens there in San Francisco like 4 days in a row.
I don't remember where that's horrible. But I mean, that just shows you the brazen and boldness of people nowadays, how they just think they can just get away with whatever. There was I think maybe I mentioned this the other day. there was 2 or 3 people in like a Ulta beauty place, and they went in, and nothing's cheap in an Ulta. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. I mean,
I've never been in
nothing,
one.
perfume or anything. I mean, they had like several big, huge bags, like garbage bags or something, and they were just loading them down. And there was like 3 of them, and each one of them, when I left out, they just right in the middle of the store, wasn't trying to hide it, just loading everything up like they would, just like they own the place. And walked right out, just walked out. And the getaway car just pulled up like they were picking up somebody at the hospital. I mean, just pulled up waiting on them, and they just left on off.
Eased out.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like crazy in this day and time.
Now, the DA, and I do not agree with what he said on this video, he blamed the security guard. No, it is not the security guard's fault. This guy went in and robbed it. That's robbing. That's stealing.
Right.
Now, do I think that the security guard should have done more? But as you look at the big picture, their policy, which I don't know, may be that he can't do anything. All he can do is stand there. So at that point, you go, what good is his job if you can't do something? We've really got to step back in America and make people, regardless of whatever it is, responsible for their own actions. And until we do that, we've got a problem in our nation.
Well, and it would make me uneasy too when you're sitting there and you're allowing somebody to get away with that. What if it was somebody beating somebody up in the store, like threatening, like
we've seen
hurting
that.
them, and would they just stand there and watch it and let them walk off? I mean, what would you do? I mean,
We've seen cases and cases of that.
yeah,
And
it's
you
crazy
hate
to
it.
me. We need to go back to the old school ways.
I believe so.
You know.
And this is things like that have caused, I don't know whether the word is panic buying. And it is so hard for the concept to believe we've got factories in America and they can't keep up. Ammunition still at a shortage. And they say that shortages are going to get worse. So if you're a hunter, you better be looking for some ammunition to go. I've got like 3 shells left for my rifle. I don't know what I'm going to do on that.
Yeah. Do you make your own, or do you like?
No, I ain't got any of that.
Yeah.
But I better learn, hadn't I?
Yeah, you better get you some stuff to do it yourself.
Gun sales continue to soar, and with that, ammo more and more each day. And prices are going to be going up, is what they're predicting there. Kind of like lumber.
Yeah.
Boy, if you'd have thought about that about 2 years ago and planned ahead.
Goodness.
This is turning common. This is a building in, let me show you the picture of this. This is in New York, is where this is. The picture of this building here, here's this right there. This is like the 6th person last week that has committed suicide off of this building.
What is that? That's a building, or is that just like a walk?
I think it's an apartment complex is what this is. This is called the Vessel. Is the name of the building. I'd have to dig up and see what they do inside it. The Vessel at Hudson Yards. But like 6 people that have committed suicide there. 14-year-old seemed normal, playing with his sister, and then jumped to his death.
That is crazy.
Never,
That's awful.
Never the answer. Never the answer for what's going on. But yeah, I do need to figure out what the Vessel is, what they do there.
Yeah, it's an odd looking.
It's shaped
It
different.
looks like just a walk, like a walkway.
It's
like
got
that
a-
you walk up.
It may be. I don't know. I've never been to that.
That's odd.
It does look like you can see all the way through it as
Yeah.
you stare at the picture there.
Like I don't see any closed in rooms or anything.
Is it like maybe somebody else knows there? Maybe it's a skyscraper type.
I'd put
thing.
money on that you'd never go up on it.
No, I would not.
I probably wouldn't either though.
Not my pick.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's your Joe Biden took Marine One, and they got on Air Force One to go check on Jill. She stepped on something. She had to go to Walter Reed Hospital to have it removed from her foot. So he went and checked on her. They're keeping Joe busy there, but I do hope that she's okay.
Yeah.
I assume that everything worked out with
I
Jill
hope she's
there.
okay too.
Yeah, I don't wish any harm to them whatsoever here. Biden was in a meeting last week. I missed the live version of it, but apparently he was giving an interview and he had something on his face, and the Secret Service, somebody wrote him a note, and he shows it to everybody. Sir, there's something on your chin. He gives it
There
away.
you go. Oh, and today I'm supposed to say there's something on my chin.
That's kind of the way it worked out. Instead of a discreet, to kind of wipe it off and go on about
Did
your
he say,
business.
let me get my note as to how I need to handle this?
The man is, it doesn't get any better with him, does it?
I really, it concerns the fire out of me. I mean, it really does.
Now, on the other side of the fence, there were meetings this weekend down at, is it Mar-a-Lago? that they claim that Trump was meeting with former cabinet members or future cabinet members of his plan to move forward. The person that come out said, I can't speak on behalf of Donald Trump. It wouldn't be right, but things look great is the way he worded it. So I expect that to be announced.
You know, talking about the Biden thing, you know, I mean, it's been kind of like I mean, I hate to say funny thing, but I mean, it's because it's really sad. I mean, the situation with him, because it's obvious there's something not right. And at first it was kind of, you know, funny, comical, yeah, here and there, but it's gotten really real. I mean, you know, it's really scary when you're a citizen of this country, wondering like what's fixing to go down with other countries and how are we going to handle this when we have somebody that don't even half the time seem like he knows what day of the week it is.
Right.
That's a scary thing to me. And I think there's other people behind the scenes constantly just running the show. Yes, I do. I don't think he's running the show. I think he's like kind of like a puppet, you know.
Yeah.
He sometimes he makes sense, sometimes he don't. But to me, you need somebody that's 100% on their game when you're running the country. I just
kind of like the most important job in the entire world.
Right, yeah.
It
Leader
is,
of the free world, yeah.
It is the most powerful person without a doubt. Poor boy.
Right.
Wildfires continue to rage in California. People are trying to get out. I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures of this, the firefighters of what they're battling out there. As you look at this, it's just horrible.
Yeah.
When it becomes dry, these things happen. They've had a heat wave like you wouldn't believe in California. So our thoughts go out to them, with the people that even fight this stuff and those that have lost their homes to these fires.
Or that live in their homes and are, you know, concerned about it coming their way. I can't even imagine. We had a fire on our property years ago and it scared me to death. I mean, I can't, just that helplessness you feel like trying to put out a fire that's running in every direction. I can't imagine these people in these huge forest fires.
I had to call the fire. I've called the fire department once, and we lit a fire, and the wind caught it, and it was just like you said. It was. I had a stick of pine limb, and there wasn't nothing I could do.
Yeah,
but
I was beating ours with a rake, like, you know, and we tried to call the volunteer fire department. One of them wasn't responding. I was freaking out then, really.
So when they sell these barbecue plates to help support these volunteer fire departments, buy them, because it does help with equipment so they can come help you. And you got to remember, these guys are just like you. When that alarm goes off, they drop what they're doing, jump in their car to come help you.
Yes.
So anytime that you can help a local volunteer fire department with a fundraiser, because that's how they get their money, help those guys.
Yeah, because I mean, like ours was just like a little brush fire.
Yeah,
you know, little bitty stack of things, and like I don't know what it is, but it's like it goes in every direction. Like the wind, wind, then you light up.
There it is.
You know, there it is. Yeah. So anyway,
Trump won a lawsuit this week to where he gets back $1 million refund on a Chicago scraper that he had, but the city is trying to block him from getting his money that the court appointed him, that awarded him. So we'll see how that plays out. If it's your money, it's your money.
right? Yes.
We don't know. They just don't like the man, and I think we all know that, without a doubt. There. You ever heard of Soaky Mountain Water Park?
I have not.
It's in Tennessee. Two people
Soaky Mountain.
Yeah, here's a picture of where this is. This is up near Sevierville, I believe.
Okay.
As you go up to Gatlinburg and those areas, they had an altercation in the parking lot. Two people were wounded from a gunshot wound over the weekend. No one was murdered or anything like that, but they were wounded, and police are investigating. They're trying to figure out what happened there. Mm-hmm. Beautiful up in there if you've had a chance to go on vacation.
I would love to go to the mountains. I'm a mountains kind of girl.
I'd love that.
I'm not a big... I like the beach for about 2 days maybe, and then I'm done.
So have y'all been to the mountains during the winter months, like Thanksgiving, when you got that little chance of snow? It's
no, but
beautiful.
I'd love to go, but I would not want to pull that camper up there if it was a chance of snow, though. In those mountains.
Hotel room, Candace.
You know, I hate that.
I know you do. That's why I brought that up. But if you're planning, that's one of those things I'd like to do one day is go up and do that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's always a dream to go do something fun like that. Yeah. And hopefully one day I'll
Would you go down the water slide, Scotty Ray?
No, absolutely. I can't swim.
Well, usually you can stand up in the water when you hit sometimes.
I was 9 years old.
We could put those floaties on you, Scotty Ray.
I'd have to have a big ducky.
Them things around your waist. Yeah.
Now, like we were talking MRIs, I do panic with water.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
ask Angie about it. I got, it's like an issue I got.
You're never too old to take swimming lessons.
Well, I did. I took them and I passed. I passed all that, the Red Cross, and then I still drowned. So
Yep.
I ain't going back. God told me I wasn't supposed to be a swimmer, so that's
Stay
why
out
I'm
of
going to
the
keep it.
water. Okay.
Let's go to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, where they help take care of any issue that you've got going, especially flies. If you've had this around your house and they're swarming, go by and get a fly trap. They'll teach you more about it, help you out there. They've got a great sale going on, the Carhartt pant sale right now, 20% off while supplies last on this rack there. If you need a pair of Carhartts, drop in and see if they've got your size there. Save you a little money there. Also, as we still got some pine straw going on there. If you're doing outside jobs, don't do it without a pair of good gloves.
Right.
And they got a whole lot of them. It ain't worth getting a blister and then the rest of the week your hand hurt. If you're going to be a weekend warrior, get you a good pair of gloves.
That's right.
Of course, they've got anything that you may need, from shovels to axes. They've got it even down to handles and rakes. They got it lined up for you there. For your pets, they've got all those supplies, including your insecticides and fertilizers as you get into deer season right around the corner as we get ready to purchase all that. Maybe you need work boots. They've got that also. If you need feed seed, a whole lot more, that's all there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Horse and cattle feed, down to taking care of those deer too. They've got it. Guns and ammo, a whole lot more for you at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply.
I'm Robert from West Point, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $350,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And don't forget about our friends at Sanders Gas when it comes time. If your air conditioner is not acting correctly today, make sure to give them a call if you need anything with that. They have emergency service set up that you can call and get it taken care of one day. If it absolutely quits on you, Sanders Gas will come in and save the day for you where you won't have to sweat.
That's right.
Want to have your wife fan you.
They also have the Generac generators.
Oh, yeah.
For hurricane season coming up.
Yes. And as we get into
that's here, not coming up.
in tornadic season coming up in the yeah. Make sure you're prepared. Sanders Gas, 22nd Avenue, Meridian. They'll help you with everything that you need there. Did you see this? And I don't know his name. I saw the headline where it was one of those TikTok stars was at a movie theater and was shot.
I did not.
He'd gone on a date. Somebody shot him and the girlfriend. The girlfriend died immediately. He made it 5 days. Senseless murder out in California.
Gosh.
So that was one of the things that went
This
on.
one right here,
This is a different one here. Story here. It just made me think of the person that
that's
passed
awful,
away.
though. You think about that. These people, I mean, people might not always be so nice, to
that's
you
true.
if you're on these social media sites.
Oprah Winfrey is making a profit. I almost said a different word that wouldn't be politically correct, but she's making a profit this morning off a home that she's really never been to. As you go down, this is going to be, where is it? In Washington. She had a 43-acre estate, and she's selling it for $43 million.
Why would you buy it and never go to it?
Because she just made $6 million.
Oh, okay.
I think that's why. But beautiful place. Here's a picture of it. As Oprah sells this, does that look like $43 million?
It doesn't. But I'm sure it depends on the place and the area.
Location and all that.
Who
but,
owns it,
Yeah, I
Some
guess.
people will buy it just because Oprah Winfrey owned it,
Mm-hmm.
Pay that kind of money.
So if you're into that kind of thing, always look out for that. A guy's been released from a Philadelphia prison after 30 years. Whoever testified against him came forth and said there was a mistake, and they've let the man out of jail. I hate that somebody spent 30 years in jail for something they didn't do.
Right.
I'm sure that lawsuits will follow that. But that's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as we look at headlines across America. Let's see here. We got a couple more minutes here. Watch who you date online. They had a lady who disguised herself as something else, and somebody that was at the Capitol confessed to her everything he'd done. He was arrested. She reported him immediately.
Goodness.
That's just an example. There's a lot of people that are really after your money and after your Social Security number.
I just, all this online dating, people really, that concerns me.
It's the wave of the future.
No, but I mean, you don't know these people. Like, you know nothing about, all you know is what they told you. They could be a serial killer for all you know.
You would be shocked as to how many people that are within your circle that that use this, that don't tell it.
I know. Because I've seen people do, well, I don't know which one it is that you swipe left or swipe right, or I don't know what that's called. But somebody that I knew, one of my friends, did that. And, you wouldn't believe the people that like you said, that is on there. I mean, I'm like, really? I would have never thought they'd have done online dating.
Watch who you date, folks.
Yeah.
We want to thank y'all for dropping by and spending a little bit of time with us this morning as your day begins. Thank y'all so much. We're coming back tomorrow, aren't we?
We are. We'll
Okay.
be back tomorrow. And we hope y'all have a wonderful day and safe day.
Watch that rain this afternoon.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by